Problem is, we still have a pretty brisk breeze out of the north and northwest, making it feel even colder outside. And the wind chill this morning in the teens and even the single digits, it looks like, in Biloxi. Current wind chill sitting at 9. So for us, because we're on the backside of this system, well, we're going to see that dry air wrap around, and of course that cold front helping us out with that. Now some of it may be able to get entangled into Ian, technically weakening it a little bit. But again, like I said, even if Ian technically weakens some, still going to bring significant impacts to Florida in terms of storm surge and also heavy rainfall. This is where we possibly have maybe a little debris that's been wafted because of those tornadoes. Also looks like we may have a debris signature as well into northern Jackson County. When we see that, that typically means we have something on the ground, which is why we want everyone to take this very seriously. Fortunately, southeast Jackson County was slammed with heavy rainfall this morning, leading to some flash flooding. And we got this video from Pascagoula. Thanks to Tiffany for sending this in. This is near Martin Street and Ingalls Avenue. We can see here the water pretty deep on those roadways.
All right, thanks. Well, definitely feeling the heat out here, but I figured one of the best ways to try and cool off is to enjoy some ice cream. But to be honest, it is melting very quickly because it's definitely been extremely hot and humid over the past few days.
Ahead of the system, warm and breezy. We will continue to watch the main line of showers and storms roll in this afternoon and evening, and we'll have to watch out for any discrete thunderstorms that form just ahead of the main line. That would increase our tornado risk a little bit more. And as the day goes on, we're warming back up into the low to mid 80s. No rain expected today, but you may notice it feeling a little bit more humid outside. Nothing we can't handle, but it is going to be more humid compared to yesterday, so you may be a little bit more sweaty heading into the afternoon. This is the only county under the gun at this point as far as severe weather goes. We're watching multiple cells moving onshore at this point, and we can see where each cell has a little bit of that hook is where we have some possible rotation. The tropics right now, still very quiet. We're not tracking any development over the next 5 days. And part of the reason why the tropics are so quiet, well, it looks like a lot of Saharan dust is moving in over the open Atlantic. That dry, dusty air prevents some of that tropical activity. So thankfully that's in place, but once we head into the end of August, we may start to see more activity.
We have been in and out of the fog today, and we have come up on some patchy dense fog here just on our short drive on Highway 90, which, by the way, it seems like Highway 90 is notorious for getting some of this fog, especially during this time of the year. It seems like whenever we get these warm fronts that move in over the cool water and the sound, we get a lot of that patchy dense fog to develop, and today was no exception. Tonight is no exception.
We're already watching our next storm system taking shape, and this is the same system that's going to bring with it some much colder air. We can see a big dip in the jet stream, allowing that cooler air to move in from the north, and eventually this trough is going to be heading in our direction. We're going to go ahead and see some of that rotation there, and it looks like, from what I can tell, this is probably a water spout that is about ready to move onshore. We can see a little bit of that rotation moving into southeastern Jackson County. This is radar indicated at this time, still moving up towards the north like we've been watching some of these other showers. Now, I'll say this, South Mississippi technically included in this risk of severe weather throughout the rest of tonight into Wednesday morning, but I really think our greater chance of getting any of those strong to severe thunderstorms mainly going to be tomorrow afternoon and evening, and that's where we can find a level 3 or enhanced risk of severe weather. Behind the front, there is a big chill in the air. We can see those temperatures behind the front in the 20s and 30s, and that cool air is on the way just in time for Black Friday. Well, we still have this big ridge of high pressure that's nearby, and anytime we have high pressure, that generally means sinking air, which makes it difficult for showers and storms to develop, and also makes it difficult for some clouds to develop as well.
WLOX First Alert Weather with meteorologist Taylor Graham.
And we are starting off cool and damp this morning. You may have heard some loud rumbles of thunder late last night. We did see some of those strong thunderstorms roll on through. Most of the rain out of the way at this point, but we're cooling back down into the mid 50s in Gulfport. We've got that wind out of the north, and we're not going to be overly warm today. Coastal areas this afternoon have a better chance of seeing some showers, and even heading into the evening, we've got a pretty good chance of seeing more of that rain. Not a bad idea to keep an umbrella nearby if you are going to be out and about today. But at this point, most of the rain has moved out of the way, but some of those thunderstorms really packed a punch, especially into parts of Alabama, and it looks like the Florida Panhandle now seeing some of those stronger thunderstorms. But this system will continue to move away from us just a little bit more, keeping us in that north wind. But I've already noticed some of those showers developing over the water, and it looks like some of those are going to graze on by later today, and even tonight we expect more rain around here, which is not all bad considering we have been seeing drought conditions along the coast. Now, Futurecast does show most of the rain mainly along coastal areas. Inland spots could miss out on some of the rain this afternoon. And notice too that our temperatures not really warming up much at all because of that wind out of the north. We'll keep the sky mostly cloudy today. As we get into Thursday, the rain finally exits and we are looking at brighter skies on Thursday with more sunshine. But as we get into Friday evening, a big cold front is on the way, giving us a good chance of seeing more showers and storms, and this front really going to cool us down. By Saturday morning, we're dropping down into the low 40s. We may barely get above 50 by Saturday afternoon, and then we are looking at a light freeze Saturday night into Sunday morning with those lows dropping down into the low 30s. That's pretty chilly, especially for this time of the year, or downright cold, I should say. But that cool down is short-lived because by early next week, we'll be back into the upper 60s.